Yeah, you're gonna be all right.
Let's go.
Man, we in this thing.
Let's get it.
Hey, share, y'all. Make sure y'all share real quick.
What the heck?
Hold on, Bill. Now, hold on now.
All right, go ahead and share, guys.
Share, like, subscribe. Make sure you do that.
We here. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, it just popped up on my YouTube, Nody. Let's go, baby. We live.
I see it. We here.
Live, Daddy.
Hey, Rhonda, that's a nice room.
Pay attention to what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, no, because
I
was like, where?
Pay attention to what you're supposed to pay attention to. Can we introduce?
Hey, y'all
Let's get the introduction going.
I had to get going, man. I got to get I had to break the ice. Y'all ready?
Let's go.
Who's that loud?
That's you.
Music? Oh, all right. All right, y'all. Let's get it, man. I'm too bland. Let's go.
All our illusions will disapparate, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We say no.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason. Peace. I love y'all.
What's up? It's Reasons, baby, where you can give us your opinion on what you think about the topics today. It's your boy Fuel in the house, y'all.
Fat Boy in the building. You already know what type of time we on. We are here.
Black living the place to be. Let's get it.
And it's Dr. C, the place to be.
Come on now.
That's what's up. That's what's up, everybody, man. How's everybody doing? Y'all know how.
Wonderful.
Everybody's wonderful. I don't know. Where you at?
I'm pretty fair for a square, Playboy.
Come on, man. If I had your hand,
this week for
hey, listen,
look, I'm pretty fair. I'm pretty fair for a square.
Hey, man, if I had your hand, I'd cut mine off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel it. I really do. I really feel it.
Hey, man, we got a good show today, you guys. We got some serious
we got allegations.
Allegations.
We got allegations.
Let's just go ahead and start with the allegations.
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump out there.
Right,
go ahead and shoot it out there now.
As you guys know, Jay-Z.
He going to jail. Look at the picture.
I don't know if it's true. It's too much.
I don't think it is true, but
I mean, so he's so it's said that that he's raped a 13-year-old, him and Diddy.
It's crazy.
Raped a girl 13. This is the one thing that of course I'm sure everybody
they gang raped her, right?
That's what they saying.
That's the word.
But
crazy.
This is the thing. 13 years old. Her parents should be in jail.
What the hell was she doing at a party with
Her parents should be
Jay-Z?
in jail to be in a party somewhere with them. That's what what'd you say, Ron?
Yeah, I mean the question is for a 13-year-old, the same thing that happened with Rob. How in the world are these young girls getting around these people that are, these highly prestigious African Americans in this entertainment industry, and they got free range to get in and be amongst people and be able to stay and hang out all night and not a parent looking for them?
Because they're either being trafficked or neglected by their parents.
Absolutely.
Or the parents could actually be there hanging out. So they're so stuck on the fact that they are in the house with, these people that they're not watching their own children because they think that everything is cool. Mm-hmm. And that's part of the problem because even, in previous comments with Diddy, parents were there. There are some kids that can go back and recall when they were very young and their parents was at a Diddy party and they were there with the parents. So This is a thing, you know, it is really on the parents who should not, no matter how much they're starstruck, but you shouldn't put your children in a compromised situation with adults. And especially, you know, our 13-year-olds and 12-year-olds are looking like they 18, 19 years of age, depending on how you're dressing them and you're allowing them to dress.
Right.
So now you're putting them in a situation where they're having to deal with grown men who are approaching them as if they are of age, and who are persuading them to do things, you know, as if they're of age. You know, part of the problem in the entertainment industry is that people take it that, you know, everything is glitz and glamour, but there's a lot of shots that come with that. There's a lot of things that happen to people very young. And if you don't have the right guidance or the right influence to really teach you what and what not to do, you will fall for anything, because your thing is, oh my God, I got to make it. I want to make it. I'm doing it for my family. And, you know, a lot of times these young girls, you know, depending on who their mamas are, moms are trying to be in that.
I want to apologize. I want to apologize to anyone that's, you know, that the allegations are true to. If it's really true, I want to apologize to them. But there's so much that goes on, and this is one of the reasons I want people out there to see is why we, you know, have doubts at times, is because so much stuff goes wrong. There's also so many lawyers that out there to see an opportunity to make money, to you know, rather, you know, to settle out of court and all this type of stuff just to make the money. Not really concerned about the wealth or health of that person that actually really did it, if that happened.
Okay.
You know? So that part. So what I'm saying is, being that, you know, there's so much allegations on anyone that, especially us, you know, up there in the high ranks or whatever, you know, is it really true? Is the real question. And how do we figure that it really is true? Because you're talking years and years and years and years ago. That person that's 13 is what?
40 in her 40. I think she's in her 40s now or something like that.
Yes.
That's 17 years ago.
So
Yeah.
It just something just don't. But go ahead, Liv, what was you gonna say?
Okay, so just to do I'm gonna do a shallow dive into a deeper issue. The problems are that there's several inconsistencies with the woman's statement. Okay, number two, the lawyer that she went to is this dude named Tony Busby. He is a Houston-based lawyer. He's an ambulance chaser. He's the one that got all these women money from Deshaun Watson from the massage therapy thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so to me, he's shady as hell. And what people don't know is that in New York State, the Attorney General extended the statute of limitations to where people can file criminal charges against these people for this, but they did not file criminal charges.
Right.
This is a civil case.
That's
and if he did, just like so in Jay-Z's statement, he said that. He said, if I did this, I should be under the jail.
Exactly.
But why are they not filing criminal charges, or why did they not file criminal charges when they could?
Down for the money.
They sent a letter to Jay, basically before they came out public with these accusations. They sent a letter to Jay-Z, Busby did, saying that we want to settle. If you don't want to settle, we gonna release blah blah blah, because they know he's married to Beyonce. Okay, they know he got the bread.
Right.
And all of this stuff. So there's a lot of stuff. And once again, we don't know anything. And I will never victim blame. Right. If something happened to her, then she deserves every ounce of justice that she should get. But if she's just out here trying to chase some cash for something that didn't happen, right, we gotta start calling those for what they are.
Yeah.
What I got two things. I have 2 points I want to address. My first thing, what do we do when the allegations are false? What happens to the people who, rather the lawyer, rather the victim, what happens to them when they because the damage is done. What happens to them when they do this? Like
Nothing. They don't keep that same energy. They still end up. They don't yell as loud when they're innocent as they did when they thought they was guilty. So when they you know what I'm saying, when they face these accusations and they get acquitted, all of a sudden the media dries up.
And then
you don't hear nothing about that.
And this is gonna rub people the wrong way. I understand that men are predatorial, right? But we are escaping the reality or that some young ladies are acting outside of their age, right?
100.
Some young ladies are, and I'm not putting that on here. I have to check my daughter as a young lady all the time, right? When you're 13 and you used to dealing with the neighborhood drug dealer, he's 22, 23, or if you 15 and you used to dealing with the neighborhood hustler or whatever gamer, and he's older, you're used to hanging out in those crowds. So I think I don't want to take the innocence away from a young girl, but I want to also bring eyes into there are young ladies who out here are moving fast. And it goes to the point of blacklift because they lack parenting, right, and proper supervision, and or they're being trafficked. But this is opposite of the girls being trafficked because they lack proper parent supervision. Then they end up in these situations. But I think that immediately, right, it becomes taboo. What I'm saying is kind of taboo. Immediately, it's like, well, this because men are predatorial. It's like sometimes parents, like Dr. C said, and then these young ladies, to my point, are putting themselves, I hate to say these words, in situations where they shouldn't be in the first place.
Fat boy, it's funny that you said that because I want to touch on something real quick than everybody else. So Blue Ivy, people caught strays because they were talking about how beautiful Blue Ivy looked in her gold gown that she wore to the Lion King premiere, and she's only 13 years old. And grown, pardon my language, grown ass men was looking at her like, man, you know what I'm saying? But Beyonce was there with her. Okay, but the fact remains, people sexualize that 13-year-old little girl.
They do it.
But the dress she wore was,
and it's so. This is the whole thing about age appropriate. You know, when we were growing up, no matter what you had, your body could be overly matured at the age of 13, but your parents dressed you down as a kid so that people will understand that you were a child, even though men and women will look at you and see that, you know, you are definitely developed, but you were not exploited. It was nothing about you get to wear what you want to wear because your friends are wearing it or it's the trend. You were wearing age appropriate clothing. Nowadays, because with all the things that are out there and the way people are dressing, and you got social media and, you know, other children that are underage dressing and looking a certain way, all this makeup and got hair in and, you know, all of that, you're looking way too old. And especially you got 13, 14, 15-year-old kids out there looking older than me. If you put some makeup on them, put the right clothes on them, they're going to look my age, you know? And so the fact is this, as parents, we have a job, whether it's a boy or a girl, we have a job to make sure that our children are dressing age appropriate. We have a job.
We also have a job, the responsibility to take our kids around some grown people like that or whatever, in order to be seen or discovered or whatever, is to be with them kids, not sit there and let them go somewhere by themselves or whatever. And then, you know, afterwards, and then not only that, if you went years or whatever as a parent, to knowing that somebody did something to your child and don't do nothing.
But this is the deal.
What do they say about you as the parent?
Yeah, but this is the whole thing, Phil. When you have all these kids that want to be famous, they all want to sing, they all want to dance, they all want to do something in the arts. and you have parents that don't really know anything about this industry. And so just because somebody gives you a hookup to somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, and it gets you in a room, if you're not smart enough as a parent to understand how the business flows and what goes on, then you just entrusting that if you turning your child over to, or you letting them go sit in a meeting without you, that things are going to go right, not knowing the conversation that's going on behind the door with your child. First of all, at 13, if
you shouldn't be doing it. You shouldn't be doing that kid there, period.
Let me tell you, so let me say this.
Talk to me, so-called
let me just use myself as an example. As a teenager, being in entertainment and the fashion industry, my mother knew nothing of it. That was not her thing. But as a teenager, I was smart enough to tell my mom everything that was going on at the time in my life, whether I had to travel by myself, because I was driving at a very young age. So a lot of times I had to travel and go somewhere. It would be me driving. We didn't have no cell phones. We didn't even have the pagers, you know? So the parent obviously at some point trusts them. But for me at that age, I was giving my mother the information she needed to know and have because of the industry that I was in. It was very important. She didn't know it, but I had to help her understand it. These parents and these children, one, I don't know what the 13-year-old was saying back then, how she got in the door or got in a place that she should have never been in. Secondly, if she was truly victimized, then she should have said something. No matter who it is, she should have said something. The parents should have noticed something going on with their child. But the problem is this too. Children are very promiscuous at that age. So you have a lot of young people.
That's all fine though. That's all fine and dandy. We understand. I understand that. And then that's but I'm talking about when you've gone 10 years, 15 years, 20 years or whatever, and see opportunity to make money or whatever, and then say something. Obviously, and to me, I hope I'm wrong, but to me, it obviously didn't bother you that much. All those years.
You know what? But you gotta. So you can't speak for somebody's trauma level.
Watch it.
You can't speak for a person that may be traumatized and how that is going to affect them. We can't speak to that if it's really true.
Right.
All we can say is, okay, where was the parents when she was there? And then what has happened or transpired over
That's what I'm talking about, the parents. I'm talking about people that was around involved. I mean, if nobody said anything,
but nobody
said anything as a parent, as a kid, or when he was a kid, and then nobody say anything as an adult. That's the part I just don't really get.
I agree with you, but we also have to be careful when we say things like that, right? Because these are powerful individuals, and it is easier said than done. And because prior to the Me Too movement, it was almost like a death sentence for you to speak out of. It was a death sentence to your career for you to speak out. So I don't want to, have people thinking that we condoning it, right? And if you happen to wait 20 years, please decide to say something, right? But at the same time, I do get the frustration, right? When we see this time and time again where people wait 10 and 15 years. But then I also started to understand that some of these gentlemen are powerful. And if I'm trying to migrate this industry and I don't know any better, like Dr. Cotton said, it's very easy for me to sweep that under the rug and just continue to collect my check. You have very few people who are Harriet Tubmans, who are trailblazers, who want to say, hey, he touched me inappropriate, I don't like it. And then you have to deal with the backlash of people saying that you're a liar. And you end up in it's two ways, right? You either get kicked out the business or you turn into Jaguar right? It makes you bitter, right? And so we also have to be cognitive of when we do address situations like this. Now,
that's why I started off with if I'm wrong, or if because my thing is I feel for the victims that have had to go through, and for those situations, because if before social media, there wasn't no way to get it out there or whatever the case may be. But all I'm saying is too with parents. When you have parents that should have knowledge enough to know not to have, like you said, you were 16-year-old, Rhonda, when you went off on your own, but you still had the type of parents that made you talk to them. You know what I'm saying? You had a relationship with them or whatever. You know, some of them don't have that. So as a parent, I'm going to watch where my kid is going. I'm going to watch what they're doing. I'm going to ask questions after that or whatever the case may be or whatever. So that's the part that I don't understand. And after 20 years, and then after 20 years, nothing's said up until then. Even
what if I never told my parents?
But yeah, I was going to say, because a lot of times things are not.
Cotton said, like,
a lot of times things are not even expressed or told to parents. You know, sometimes if there's shame associated with what has just happened, if you've been victimized, if there's shame associated with that because you feel like something happened again. We don't know. And a lot of times people may not understand because, like we started finding out, he has a fetish with, with drugs, of slipping something in the drink, so you don't know. Somebody may be thinking they're getting a soda and something's in it, but you just don't know. And then when people start really, when you have trauma, what happens is that we learn how to suppress our trauma so that we can function and move on. This is why a lot of people have a lot of mental issues as they get older, because there's so much that has been suppressed that there's something eventually that comes out to trigger them to help them remember things that have happened to them. So when they start realizing that, this happened and that happened and I was around that and this and I was exposed to this and that. So when you start really paying attention and realizing things, then things will come back to your memory because one, it has been suppressed for so long. Right. The sad thing is this: anyone that has ever been victimized, anyone that has ever been taken advantage of, anyone that has ever been bullied, at any sort, especially when it comes to sexual assault, the trauma of that alone will make you shameful. And when you are a little girl or a little boy who is being victimized and you don't know why you're being victimized or really understand it, because people are very crafty in their wording and how
maybe you think it's something wrong with you.
Well, and that's like what Jill, Jill just put a statement. Jill put a statement up here that says everyone processes their trauma at different rates.
Exactly.
And it says she may just be finally strong enough to speak up. And at some point, she was let down by those meant to protect her in her past, if she was even there to begin with.
Right.
Look, we have people locked up right now from Hollywood that have done the same thing, and we didn't have beepers and pagers back then when these things were going on, and so they just got their just due whenever it came about. That they were able to get their just due, and those that victimized them.
Nickelodeon, right? Just recently, they just dropped that thing on Netflix where I think it was the president or a VP over there at Nickelodeon was molesting them kids.
No, it was. You're talking about Dan Schneider, who was the guy that did a lot of shows. He produced. He did a lot of shows, and then he had some EPs. Like he had two of his executive producers that were like doing. They were doing some sneaky, freaky stuff with some of the kids behind the scenes, and like looking at their feet and looking at their buttholes and crazy stuff like that.
All right, let's go. Let's move on. All right. Hey, so first, let's shout out comments. Yeah, we're gonna hit the comments, and I'm gonna shout out everybody that just come in: Renee, Jill, Queen Clark, Heather's on. I see her on Instagram or on Facebook. And Renee, Tyson, Wanda Johnson, what's up? We appreciate you. Ziza, what's up? We appreciate you. I just wanted to make sure we shout out you guys out.
Let me
in the comment with the conversation. Can I finish, man?
No, you cannot, Phil. No, you cannot.
Shut up.
Go ahead.
And matter of fact, Woody, you better say happy birthday to our cousin. Today is Niecy's birthday.
Happy birthday, Niecy. Love you. No, I was gonna say something. So I was gonna say something real quick to Aziza. Hey, Aziza, I was gonna just touch on Aziza real quick. Aziza, honey, I live in San Antonio, Texas. There's a quinceañera shop on every corner. We be out here trying to figure out why these little girls wearing wedding dresses.
Oh,
Yes, because it's the rites of passage.
I know. It's like a bat mitzvah, bar mitzvah, quinceanera. This when they become a woman. Like I said, Fat Boy, I live in San Antonio.
Comments.
I know what a quinceanera is.
Earlier, Jill said, unfortunately, you can't do much because they. Did you already read this one?
No.
I didn't read that one. Go.
When women have to worry about being punished, if they can't prove it after they have been through so much coming out and talking about it.
I agree, Jill.
It's true.
And I think that when we're addressing situations, we also have to be cognitive of that, right? And say, we can't be so quick to say, well, why did it take so long? If it's false, it's false, and that's a whole nother story. But if it took a long time for them to speak out, we cannot go against other people's trauma and how they process that
you
trauma.
can't minimize that.
Dr. Queen. Queen Clark says definitely something that's not talked about enough in our communities. Talk about it, bro. And I think she was talking about when we were talking about the young ladies acting older than they are.
Yeah.
It says Aziza says both her parents were there and nothing was wrong with her dress in my eyes.
Okay.
I totally agree, but creeps out here sexualize everything.
Queen Clark, I think they're talking about the second dress. It was shorter but still cute.
Okay.
Heather, what's up, Heather? We have no idea what went down. Accountability is all sides.
I agree.
Facts.
I agree.
Was there more to say on that?
No, that was it.
Okay.
Heather,
go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Black.
Okay, it says Heather says right. You can't. However, everyone, and I mean everyone, has made decisions when younger that we're not proud of. Some things just need to be left in that time and moment.
Not if you've been abused.
Not sexual assault.
Yeah, I think that the beautiful thing about today's day is that we are getting women that are more courageous, who are not afraid to sacrifice and fall on a sword per se for the next woman. Because I always told my women, if you allow it to happen to the woman before you or to you, is going to happen to the woman after you, and that's just how that thing works.
Somebody get this.
So Wanda said, but he should have turned his buddy on himself. 2 wrongs don't make it right.
Oh, yeah. I don't think and this is what I was telling you. At one point in time, and this is just being honest, if you were in the music business and you didn't know Diddy, you wasn't in the music business. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like he was one of them people that you ran into. If you're trying to get deals done, I repeat, everybody was at those parties, y'all. I repeat, your favorite people were at those parties. That's why you see TV Jakes there, because if there's black influence and black excellence involved, it probably was at a Diddy party. Just being honest.
Okay, last comment, guys, and we're gonna go into the next topic here.
What you said, back?
Yeah. Here. Be courageous, and you can be so addressing in public and in private. Yes, you can, Heather. That's what's up. Who's Ray Third? What's up, Ray Third? Little Raymond checking in. Following.
That's my little bro. What's up, little
Ray
bro?
Third?
Yeah.
Is that how you say Ray Third?
Ray Third.
That's what's up. Thanks for coming. All right, man. Before we get into this main topic, man, we're gonna go on here.
History blackness.
The deal is this history and blackness time.
Okay.
Boy. Let me get some.
Hey, I gotta do my damn dance, y'all. I got to do the dance. I got to do it. No. All right, y'all, man. It's another segment of history and blackness. So this is another one, another killer. Today we have Robert Louis Johnson, born April 8th, 1946 in Hickory, Mississippi. He's a groundbreaking entrepreneur, best known as the founder of Black Entertainment Television, better known as BET, the first cable network aimed at African-American audiences, raised in Freeport, Illinois. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Uh-oh.
Lost your page?
No, I added a letter. Okay. All right. Raised in Freeport, Illinois, as the 9th of the 10 children, Johnston earned a bachelor's degree in history from the University of Illinois in 19 His ventures under RLJ companies span diverse industries, including hospitality, real estate, and financial services, making him a significant figure in corporate America. Johnson's legacies lies in amplifying African-American voices in media and breaking barriers in businesses and entertainment.
Where's your hand clasp, man?
Hey, fat boy.
Huh?
Bro, you got to do that all over, man. Nobody heard that.
Nobody heard it?
No, you heard
nobody heard that.
They heard the first part. I think I just blocked them out at the end.
Look, the last word I heard from you was Illinois.
What you do?
Nothing.
Hey, Fuel.
I'm not lying. Hey, Dr. C, was that the last?
No, let me. Sound cut off.
Keep Fuel off the board, y'all.
I know.
He's
Dr. C, am I lying? That's the last word
No.
I heard was Illinois.
Oh, Lord.
That was my bad. I did that.
What is going on with you?
Fuel don't know what he's doing over there.
I'm beginning to think it's a little hater thing going on.
I know. What the hell?
It's the second, third week in a row that this done happened.
I thought it was just me.
Look, hey, look at the comments. You see all these say no sound, no sound, no sound, no sound, no sound, no sound.
We going back to it.
You want to go back
Okay, Illinois was the last. Well,
Okay.
Aziza want to move on. Okay.
Go back to it.
Moving on is crazy. Raised in Freeport, Illinois, as the ninth child. Can y'all hear me?
They got it.
Yes, we can hear you. Go.
Fuel liable to cut me off. As the ninth of the children, Johnson earned a bachelor's degree in history from the University of Illinois in 1968 and a master's degree in public administration from Princeton in the University in 1972. After working in Washington, D.C. for organizations like Corporations for Public Broadcasting, Johnson identified the untapped potential of African-American viewerships in cable television. In 1980, he launched BET, which grew from a small outlet airing a few hours a week into a cultural giant with the audience exceeding 70 million households. And then that's it, because we going to go through it.
Okay. All right, so just for
tell Fuel to stop being a hater.
No.
Hey, come get your cousin,
To
Black
my
Liv.
defense, hold on. To my defense, so
Nope.
you guys know, I was trying to let you shine with the picture and you by yourself, and I blocked everybody else out. But I realized you're in the studio here with me and blocked us both out. So that's what I mean.
Come get your buddy. Hey, come get your cousin.
If you look, that boy, if you believe that,
I don't believe that.
I've got the control. I was going off too. What are you talking about?
Hey, man, history of blackness deserves more respect than that.
Much love. Seriously, though, much love for Robert Johnson, man. For real. Sorry about that hiccup, you guys.
And I'm pretty sure, Fat Boy, you already said that he also used to own the Carolina Panthers. You know that, right?
yeah.
I did not know that.
Yes, he was the when the Carolina Panthers was founded, he was the majority holder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's he the one that when they got Steve Smith.
That is correct. Yes,
Okay.
because that was their first few years. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Okay. I do remember hearing
All
about
right,
that.
man. Let's go into this next topic.
Come on, man.
You gotta cue my sound because I know I've jacked up.
What we got? We got music or what?
No, man, the video, TikTok, the video.
The sound
For the
is
next,
cute.
for the next.
The sound is cute, brother.
The man topic. Let's go.
Next topic. All right, guys. Because of the technical difficulties, see, he talking about
Okay, I forgot. Because I'm on my damn job.
Yeah, all right, okay. All right, you got it?
And that's why I sent it to y'all so I can make sure I keep it.
No, just in case you mess up.
Just in case.
Anywho, all right, you guys. The next topic we're actually talking about. Here we go. You ready?
I'm ready. Y'all ready? You got to play it at the same time, Phil, because you're making us look crazy out here.
It's playing. I'm waiting on you.
I'm ready.
Somebody chooses to make you a wife. Make it make sense. If you never displayed qualities of being a wife, why would anybody want to make you one? It sounds like women just never want to put any effort first. Like, we feel like we just have to offer minimal effort and that should be significant enough. That and the cat should just have it in the bag. I don't know about y'all, but if I'm choosing to be in a relationship, I'm in it to win it. Do you want dinner, baby? Massage, baby? Baby, what do you need? Y'all are literally admitting to doing and then wondering why you still are not a wife. And they got the audacity to be complaining about why Suzanne's a wife before you. You haven't showed anything. Why are men
That's it.
expecting
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Phil got us doing bad over here today, y'all. Hey, you know what? We gonna whoop Phil when he get off this camera.
We pulled the ghetto move on him.
Hey, no, it's so funny though.
But
yeah, I was gonna say this is so funny. I literally was just having this conversation. Like, I want to be so candid right now. I'm so fucking over it. Excuse my language, and I rarely do it.
No.
I'm so fucking over it, and she is so absolutely right. Like, I'm so sick of it. Like, you think that I want to court you because you think that you're a wife, when I really don't. Because women like to court me. Does it make sense? That's a went over your head. Hold on. That went over your head. That made it went over your head.
You said the women want
I'm saying that the women want to court me, and then I think that when you tell women that, it's immediately like, oh, that's a pick me, or that's this kind of woman. It's like, no, she's just reciprocating the same energy. And I think that there's this misconception that men are supposed to immediately come in on husband mode, and a woman has to you have to show and prove before she becomes a wife. To them. Mm. And so my whole thing is this. I'm so over it. Like, I hear this all the time, and I sit in conversations and I just be like, you sound so damn clueless.
So
because
the question is,
because women who are,
is this a true or a false observation though?
I think it's a true statement when you're dealing with an immature woman. Right?
Okay.
Because I think that a woman knows that the right kind of man, she can't gonna just be able to, she gonna have to come to the table properly as well. Right. I think that the issue is because a lot of dudes come in so worried about sex that they set no standards, no expectations. Dudes pay for your life just to say, I'm paying for your life. So a lot of times women, prime example, I don't want to use this as an example. Prime example, like, dudes send gifts to send gifts. Like, I take girls on dates that I don't like. I repeat, I take girls on dates that I don't like because that's a part of the game. And I know that if I take you on a date, you're going to so-called think that it's something more than it is. And then I got you. Does that make sense? So if I really, really like you, I'm going to actually try to get to know you. Does that make sense? I'm going to do the total opposite. Because dating, doing all that is easy. I want to hang out with you. I'm like Rhonda. I want to get to know you. I'm picking your head. I'm trying to figure out what you want. But if you consistently say, well, why you don't ever do me this? Or why you don't ever do that? Now I'm watching you. Because now you think that it is required for me to do that. And it's not. Because you have no requirements for your, so if it's required for me to cater to you and do these things, what are your requirements as a woman?
Okay.
Go with it.
Right.
Psychologically, I do think it's a true fact that, and I'm not gonna say all women because I have Rhonda here and I already know she's a little bit the opposite of that. But there is a lot of women that holds the man up to a standard of being, you're doing the things as a husband probably should do while you're just in a relationship. You're just a boyfriend, girlfriend. You know, why she takes in and not reciprocate the same.
Yes, bare minimum.
Yes.
Bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Bare.
Still, why she's trying to still decide on
if I like him or not.
Get him? I mean, is he still? Yeah. Am I still gonna? You know what I'm saying? Am I still gonna get the? You know, do I want this guy? You know, you're doing everything.
Am I gonna fully commit?
Why is it? And then your relationship is really based on it. Your relationship is based on it because that's what she's looking for. That's what she wants. She wants that husband. She wants you to see it. She wants to see that this is going to be my husband. And this is how he acts. This is how I want to see that what he does. Right. But if we as men try to do the same thing. Like, babe, are you gonna cook every day, or you gonna cook, or you gonna do such as like a wife would do, or whatever? Oh, hell no, nigga,
You better not. You better not walk in no house talking about. Hey, Carter, hey, you cooking? You cooking tonight?
Yeah.
I don't order. I cook for my husband, and I don't see no husband type material. Oh, hell, oh no. Okay, I call you. Hey, I'll call you later. And then she wonder why she don't see me in 6 months. Cause ain't nobody hearing that shit. Ain't nobody about to take you to Ruth Chris and you can't cook 3 tacos with lettuce and tomatoes.
Right,
that
right.
shit don't even make sense.
So what I'm saying is it's kind of like it should work in both ways. It should work both ways. In order for the man to see what he wants in this woman, she should be able to see what she wants in that man. You know what I'm saying? And if you're expecting more than what actually a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship is, then you should be giving more than what a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship should be. To you know what I'm saying? If that's your standards, if that's where you're going with it, it don't work just one way. You know what I'm saying? If you, I mean, as us as men, yes, to court a woman is our job. That's what we do. We're supposed to court a woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Not
not
these
just
women
saying,
that don't
I'm
like
not
us.
talking about somebody,
I'm over that.
somebody that I won't. I'm talking about somebody. If I see, but I in order to court her, I have to see her as a wifey material to do so. But if she's not showing wifey material, why am I courting her? Or why am I doing all this extra? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You
I
know
do
what
agree.
So
I'm not gonna
I do
go
agree.
and do all this, Valentine's Day, do all this extravagant stuff or whatever the case may be, and you temporary.
It's fuck.
I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? So, Dr. C.
Yeah, because you know Dr. C gonna grill our ass.
I know she
Man, look, if y'all don't quit reading the backstage notes out loud, I'm gonna punch y'all in the head. What y'all not professional at all.
No, you know what? The reason is because I already know the thoughts behind everybody's head right now that's going on. That's why I wanted to bring this topic up, because it is something that needs to be put forth as to the reality of the men and the guys and the women or whatever when it comes to expectations in the relationship. Period.
Hey, get to these comments real quick, and then we gonna go to Dr. C.
All right, get to the comments.
Because we got some good ones.
Thanks for joining over there. Why would you shoot it? Is this?
Why would you do that? That's crazy. Oh, because
Aziz is right. Keep going.
Yeah, Aziz are right. It makes no sense going out with somebody you don't even like. What? Why?
In that sense, it makes. I explain it after the show. I can explain it on camera, because then they'll give all away the juices.
Marshall's in the house. What's up? That's right, big boy. Cause beggars can't be choosers.
Marshall always ignorant as hell.
In that scenario, it's the man, not the woman. Oh, go back, Heather. In what scenario?
The one you just brought up.
The one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Keep reading.
Fuel Steve just a gigolo.
Marshall ain't no gigolo. He sounds thirsty to me.
It sounds thirsty.
Let's go, Jill. Go ahead.
Jill says, so there's a little more to dating. Back when I had to consider, does this man have his shit together, and is he strong enough to carry us when we have children or things go south? I definitely agree, Jill, but women, that's not real. See, it's different. If you're dealing with a woman or dealing with an individual that's an adult like that, that's different. But a lot of time when I'm out here dating, it's nothing like that. I'm just being honest. It sounds terrible.
Too, though. But one thing is, if you're looking at me as if I got my shit together, but do you have your shit together as well? In my terms, or whatever that I feel that you have. Not saying that you gotta have.
I want to know.
Not saying that you gotta have a great job or be this and this and this or whatever. But I'm just saying, as far as your head, the mental, is it together? You know what I'm saying? I would look at it. Is your mental together? Is everything together to the point where I can rely on? Like I had an ex or whatever, and I told you guys when I found out she was bipolar. You know what I mean? That stuff or whatever, and I thought she was wifey material at the time. You know what I mean? But that, to me, that she didn't really have her shit together because she wasn't doing what she needed to do to take care of herself mentally by herself. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. And we look at it both ways, but then, you know what I'm saying, that I think we're the finger is more pointed at us as to what we should do and how we should act as a boyfriend in order to make that woman our wife.
And I'm okay with that to a certain extent, But give some reciprocation, and then I'm gonna just go ahead, Dr. C, because I know you got something to say.
And Woody.
That's all I care. That's all I care. I just want reciprocation.
Go ahead. Who's next?
First of all, if you are in the process of calling yourself trying to date anybody, you need to be thinking about, is that the person you can wake up with? Because see, part of the problem is this. All of this stuff that goes on with women wanting men to be the husband or act like the husband prior to ever being married to them, and men wanting women to do the wifely duties before actually saying I do. That's the problem right there, because women have figured out men's weakness is between the legs. It ain't between their ears, it's between the legs. So if your weakness is between the legs, guess what I'm giving you? What's between the legs? Because I know that's what you're going to easily go to. And then I can get whatever I want to get out of you because of that. The reality is men settle.
All time.
You have a high level of people that are highly educated and want to be smart that settle for tricks and treats.
Come on. The treat.
And when you're always settling for tricks and treats, this is what you pick up. Why? Because you still grumbling with who you are as a man.
I agree.
To even feel like you're worthy of someone to really be a woman enough to take the time with her, to get to know her, and she get to know you. If you date, no date, just hang out for a good solid month. Good solid 2 months will be pushing it. You will figure out whether or not him or her is the person that you want to be tied to. And even if you're thinking about, hey, I really would like to get married, but what is happening over here? Because if you're having the right conversation, you realize where they're at in life. They realize where you are in life. And if your life doesn't add up together,
I agree.
then guess what? That's not the guy or the girl for you. You got to be okay moving on. You can't get stuck with what he got and what she has. Because women out here hustling just like men. So a lot of times the women that are hustling the most are the ones that's really doing all of this, trying to make a man do and pay all of these so they can keep their grip in their pocket.
I think the same for men.
So you have to realize you cannot, if you're going to sit back and you're going to pin, first of all, don't.
What do you want to say something? We keep going for a long time. We got to get Woody to say something.
This is not what this is about. This is about us getting to know each other. You don't have to take me to a restaurant. Let's sit somewhere and have a conversation.
Okay.
Because food is food. The conversation is something different when you don't have distractions. And that's what a lot of people end up in a lot of distractions when they're trying to get to know each other. So now she's pressed, and this is just women. It happens. Men do it too. But now all of a sudden I got a bill that needs to be paid. Now all of a sudden my children's tuition is past due. Now all of a sudden my car note, I can't pay my car note.
Like, oh, really?
And then, I got child support. I got different things. So all of these games that people pick up and they play because they realize if I do or say certain things to whomever it may be, they will fall for it. And if they fall for it, this is a way of me entrapment, trying to keep a person or trying to get a person and making them believe or think that I'm that person or I'm.
But that's you're talking from you're talking. Of course, you're talking from a woman's perspective. But the question is though, do you look at a man that you want, let me finish. Do you look at a man that you want to possibly marry? Do you look at what he does for you, like in a husband type of way, before you actually decide on that's the man that you want?
No, because I'm not giving up nothing. So I'm not looking at him like that. Because ain't nothing happening. You ain't getting jack. Ain't no cookies coming.
I mean, you don't have to be getting up. He's not trying to get nothing. He's not trying to get nothing. I'm saying what a woman looks at, like from what she said, and I'm just going by what the video is. She's saying that women out here, and I'm not saying us, most of us are more older and mature, and we've been experienced, we know the things, but women out here these days are looking for the man to do husband-like things but they don't want to do wifey like things.
But guess why they're looking? Because men are presenting themselves in the way and manner that they do, that they are going to do this. So this is why they're looking at them like that.
So were you saying that the men should not present themselves in a certain way, in that way?
Absolutely not.
It's on the men to basically, okay, got you. Okay, I'm just trying.
So if you come to me and you're telling me all of your business about all of your finances, or you trying to showboat in front of you or whatever, okay, so you do all of that. So if she take you up on that and she don't have to do anything else but just keep being whatever she's doing, then that's what she's going to do. The problem is that a lot of people want something, but they don't want to give nothing.
That's
so you
basically what she's saying. A lot of women want something from the guys, but they don't want to give anything. So
and a lot of times, and you know why? Because they've been through enough men where they ain't never had to give.
But that's no excuse for somebody that you actually want. Y'all trying to grow together. Y'all need to have that conversation to the point where y'all two come together or whatever, and have an understanding if y'all going that route of.
But the reality is this: don't present.
Let's live talk real quick.
Don't present yourself a certain way.
True. Go ahead, Liv.
So I'm a dip into my bag.
All round up too.
That's what this is about. Go ahead.
Look, I'm a dip into my bag of sayings for y'all.
Go ahead,
real quick.
Black Liv.
And people might look at this crazy, but I'm gonna tell you right now, vagina rules the world.
We all know that. Yeah,
for suckers.
Of course, we all know this. But when it comes to this particular issue, that's part of the problem. Is that most of these women feel like if they give you a little taste of tail, now I got this dude. Now he gonna pay my car payment. No, not you. I'm just telling you.
No. I know exactly what you're saying. Yep.
You know what I'm saying is 100%. You give him a little. That's all they feel like. They only wifey duty is to give him a little piece of tail, and then this fool gonna pay my bills. This fool gonna pay my car payment. This dude gonna do this. This dude gonna do that. That's what's up.
But that's
the issue relies in the fact of the ignorance of men that rely on their genitalia. You know what I'm saying? They get suckered in by their wing, and then the next thing you know, this fool to pay their car payment.
Oh my God, I can't stand.
Some of them do a lot more than that.
Some of them do a lot more than that, but they don't. Yeah. But they don't understand that. Like you were saying, there are more wifely. Yeah, she's a hustler, Heather said, but there's more wifely duties than that.
Than sex.
But exactly. But we as a society have dumbed it down to that. And that's it. If I sleep with you, then you should pay my bills. You should help me do this. You should help me. They have devalued a valuable commodity.
And you know what my reply on this is? It's a great point. And it goes to point with Dr. C, Black Liv, y'all basically saying the same thing. It's really men's fault.
Exactly.
It's really 100%. In the sense of we so goofy over sex that we go against our better judgment all the time. Yeah. And when I realized my brother passed away, rest in peace, I realized what separated him from us mere mortals. Right? I used to be like, why did he? But what it was sex he didn't care. You could be the most amazing, gorgeous woman. I don't care. I'm not paying for you to live. I'm not paying for you to look beautiful. But if you want to come hang out, that's fine. If you want to come vibe with me, that's fine. If I see fit to take you to go get something to eat, that's on me. But you're not going to make me take you going to go to eat. You're not going to, excuse my language, you're not going to broke ass nigga me to death to take you out to eat. You're not going to make me feel no way. And as I started to get older, as I started to take on this persona after my little relationship, I started to realize women look at me a different way. They started like, it's almost like you know your worth in the sense of like, yeah, I don't care, and I don't have to have sex with you. Now what?
And so there's a thing that I don't do, and I talked to my wife about this. What I don't do is I don't hold a double standard.
Me neither.
And what I mean by that is that, and I may be one of the few that look, a woman got many bodies, you know what I'm saying? And if she do that, she a hoe. But if a dude got many bodies, he a pimp.
Yeah, that's lame.
But
Yeah.
what I'm telling you though, and in society, is that once you give away that power,
Mm-hmm.
and not to say that you've become a hoe, but why would I want to turn you into a housewife?
Mm.
Because I just got what I needed off of you.
Well, how do you turn a hoe into a housewife? Okay.
You don't, but that's a different story.
You don't. You just don't. I
You
think
leave it alone.
all jokes aside, though, it comes with a level of maturity.
Yeah.
A lot of times when I'm listening to women speak, I'm starting to realize it's us as men that is setting the standard. I'm starting to realize it's men who's paying for women to live and not getting nothing, and she's mistaking it for being courted. Does that make sense? So now she has an expectation for you, this new guy. Well, this guy's courting me over here, and he's doing all of these lavish things, or he's doing these things, but he's not being attentive to you. And like I told all my buddies that's married, if a dude shimmying his shoulder can take your wife, or a dude with a lot of money can take your wife, you're not being a good husband. Because being a husband is much more, as Black Liv knows, being a husband is much more than the financial stability that he brings to that house. It's a big deal. It's a huge deal. But when Jill is sick and she has to go to the hospital, that is when Black Liv is really needed. That is when it's time for him to really show up. So when we're talking about what it is to be a wife and what it is to be a husband, we have to start to take the idea off the worldly ideology of what it is. It's more of the intention of how you're choosing your partner. Am I choosing this partner like Dr. C because I think I can come up and he gonna take care of me? Or am I choosing this partner that no matter what happens, we gonna be good? Jill says the sound is going in now. She been saying it in the comments too.
Boy, if you don't quit.
No, it's right here.
First
That's
of all,
me.
I'm
That's
not
what I
doing
mean.
the sound.
Yeah.
There's that boy on the sound. So
No,
don't
I
even get
got the
me.
board
Shut up.
right, y'all. The board is right. I don't know why it's
You
cutting
probably
in and
got it
out.
too loud. You probably got the side.
At the end of the day, I think what people have to realize, women, and what Fat Boy was alluding to is that, there are women that are getting taken care of and they don't have to do anything. And they're not really being courted. They're just being put on hold, on pause.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. They're
But
being
they
put
think
on
they're being
pause
courted.
because he got his real woman, his
At
real
home.
girl at
Mhm.
home that he goes home to. He got her on pause because she's a good time to have.
Mhm.
Because she's giving away her energy, yes.
Yeah, and so because she gets to sit and be on pause and don't have to really worry about anything, now her expectation is I'm going to trick and treat
Mm-hmm.
every dude that comes my way because that's her hustle.
If
That's their hustle. There are women that's their hustle,
That's
that
their
they
hustle.
get guys to do these things so that they don't have to hold down a job.
this is a question. This is a
No.
question.
So
If I'm giving you husbandly like vibes, or husbandly like doing husband like things, should I have someone that wants to give me a wifey like thing?
Absolutely. It's an intention thing, right?
Yeah,
It's kind of
but
like
you
Dr.
gotta-
Reese.
you got to figure out what the relationship is.
I mean, of course, I understand that. What figuring out what the relationship is, but the point is, and this is why I'm going with the argument in part of what the young lady was saying. The young lady was saying that she's, that guys doing husband things or whatever, and they look for them to do husband, but they don't do wifey things. They don't do wifey things. So why am I doing husbandly things? That goes back to what she said. That goes on the man. But if we're not doing
like
that,
Black Liv said,
listen though,
we've been motivated by sex though.
But if we're not doing that, you know what I'm saying, we're considered a dog, or disrespectful, or we don't like you, or you know what I'm saying, you're all these other things when you don't do those
But we
things
also
or whatever.
allow
but
that
yet
because
you're
we allow
not doing it to me. You're not.
But that's
doing
when
you're giving it to me. So why?
But that's where communication comes in. Like I said, we've talked about this weeks and weeks ago.
Yeah,
when you guys start dating, okay, I'm gonna need you. Look, I don't care if you got to write me a list. What do you consider husbandly duties?
Mm-hmm.
What do I consider wifely duties?
Mm-hmm.
If you guys can't agree on what those things are, then what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Exactly.
You got to figure out what do you, okay, as a man or as your husband, what do you expect?
Mm-hmm.
As a woman, what would I expect of you? To what's considered, you know, you really have to narrow down the definition of husbandly and wifely duties. Because like I
I'm gonna
said,
help you out real quick.
go ahead, drop it on us.
If you have two parents in your household and you grow up and you see that your father is a provider, you've seen your grandfather, your great grandfather, your uncles, you see all these men in your family as providers, they make provision for the household. You see that your mother and grandmother and them, everybody does their part, whatever their part is, to make sure that the household unit works together, unified as one. The problem is, back in the day, before anybody got to saying I do, there was conversations about what the future was going to be. Nowadays, we don't have those conversations. We just say I do and we will figure it out. But you figuring out something with Jekyll and Hyde, and when you get mad or you tired of dealing with that, now you trying to go see what can happen over in somebody else's court. So you got to get back to what was you. I asked this question, people that I know. One, what is it about your parents? Because see, when I know your parents and I can have a conversation, then I'm gonna know who you are. That's gonna be for real. Because I'm going in asking parents questions that they don't expect me to ask about their child. You know, because I need to know. I can't learn a person if I'm just trying to get to know him by myself, because there's some things that he will skip out and not say. But when you form a relationship with other family members and with their parents, then the parents become comfortable, because now the parents see you in a way that they say, okay, she's trustworthy, she's a good person, or he's a good person, so I don't mind sharing. Or we just having general conversation where we're all talking about life and how life goes down when you're picking a partner. You will know when you walk away from that conversation if that guy or that girl is someone that you think you can be with for the rest of your life, or someone you feel like, okay, I don't mind taking this further. So let's continue to investigate each other in regards to who we are and who we are wanting to become when we decide to say, I do. But because we don't do those things like they did back then, everything is about superficial and how fast can I get what I want when I want it. So now I'm not asking you real questions. I'm not even really interested in what you may want or what you think is. I asked the person the other day, what is a provider? Because they asked me the question, do you think I'm a good provider? I would be a good provider. So I asked, what do you think a provider is? My definition of provision can be different than his definition of provision. Exactly. And it's all based off of what you see growing up. What did you see the men do when you were growing up? What did you see the woman do when you grew up? And if you don't have a clear definition of who was doing what, are you growing up in a single parent household and mom is the one that's getting and doing and grinding every day, 2 or 3 jobs or whatever she does, or dad is the single parent doing it, then you don't have the luxury of knowing and understanding what provision is in the way that the Bible meant for provision to be. Everybody is doing what they need to do.
Because right now, providing needs to be, I think that's part of the problem in our society. Providing needs to be beyond money.
It is.
Yes.
That's why these marriages, that's why we have microwave marriages now that don't last. Because the first thing that you want to look for is that bread.
Yep.
Okay. Instead of looking for somebody that's going to provide for you emotionally, spiritually, you know, just everything. Someone that's gonna be a true partner, a ride or die.
Yeah.
And that's not happening now.
I want to get to Heather had a point.
A lot of comments. She had great points in there.
The last one right here is well, where'd it go?
Missing the boat?
No.
The one that missing the boat, there's no husband one?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. I think that's a great point. I wanted to actually touch on
Where'd it go?
I think it's a great point.
Should be 1, 2, 3, 4, like one from the top.
It's 4 from the 5th one from the top.
Yes, it is a thirsty man. He's a hustler. I don't know. I can't see what you guys are seeing.
I can read it.
Well, just go ahead and do this one. Just go ahead.
It's a Facebook comment. There you go.
Yeah, there it is. Heather says, missing the boat here. There's no husband or wife duties when you are dating, period. There are, no, I'll put the period. There are signs of things that happen in a relationship or when you are dating that makes you say she or he is the one. You can't expect someone you are dating to be doing
husband and wife duties.
Doing husband and wife duties. I was trying to go over
and that's a point that I was going to get to as well, because the whole point of your dating is not to be a husband and wife. You're, you know what I'm saying, duties. You shouldn't be looking at for those type of things.
I think what happens
with each other. You should be looking at, is this person a good person? Is this person, do we get along? Do I miss this person? Do I have, you know what I'm saying? It's not about what every little thing that you're doing in a husband like characteristics. You know what I'm saying?
Like Dr. C said, I think it's based off, in Blacklist, I think it's based off of how you were raised. If you look at marriage different, you will approach things different.
But we're talking about.
I'm just saying. I'm sorry. So relationship. So when you approaching a relationship, you're looking at it with the intention of this could possibly be a marriage. So I'm not entering in a superficial way. Like Dr. Cotton said, if I'm making this a relationship, that means
the way that man moves. The way that man moves is what you should be able to determine if that man's going to be a good man for you.
I think,
see what I'm saying? Not to the fact to the point where I have to do extra and show that I'm a husband and I'm doing.
But what if my so let's put an example. What if my dad, right, young lady, all I seen was my dad do everything, right? My mom never worked. That's her level of provision. You come from a household where my mama and my daddy busted down. My mom worked nights, my dad worked days. Everybody took it. So there's a disconnection, kind of like what Dr. Cotton was saying. So the issue is we have to leave all of our ideologies when we're entering into a relationship as men. Superficially, just because she's sexy and she's going to give me some sex, that don't mean I'm about to pay all her bills. Right? That don't mean I'm about to take her and fly her all out the country. For women, just because he can provide for me and he can do the things that I want him to do, don't mean that I'm about to leave with him tonight or that I'm gonna go against my morals. I'm going to still approach this situation like I would approach if I was in a serious relationship. But the issue, kind of like with what Heather is saying, is a lot of people are entering relationships expecting husband and wife duties, and don't even want to be a boyfriend or girlfriend for real, right? Because they're just there off of their superficial ideologies. So you made a great point, because a lot of times when you're dating, you're going to see if you want to be with that one. But I like what Dr. C says, most importantly, a lot of times if you hanging out before you start dating, you're going to see that ain't the one.
Yeah.
And
that's the whole thing. When you're hanging out with somebody, you get to, if you're really paying attention, you get to really see and understand who that person is, and you don't fall for tricks. That's the whole thing. We get so caught up in all the stuff that people say they do, how they look, all of that. You know, it's sad that people will base a person's put their looks before their heart. You know, because I'm not looking at your heart. I'm just looking at the exterior that I can see with my natural eye. But your heart could be just as jacked up, and, you know, a lot of things happening, which triggers you to act and do certain things because there are things that were not done that should have been done. So now you're coming in and bringing your weight in on me to do the things that somebody else should have done for you. And that's not my job, you know? So we have to stop and think about, if I decide I'm going to enter into something, do I know this person enough that I can say that whatever happens in this, will it cause me to automatically do something, not being forced, and not somebody telling me what I need to do to make them happy, but that I automatically start doing? When you are engaging in conversation and you are getting to know a person, there are things that automatically starts to happen between you and the person that you don't even have to talk about. there are questions and answers that each person have. You know, eventually when he really believes that you're that woman for him and that he can see himself with you, he gently starts asking the questions. Hey, babe, what you need? You good? Everything going right?
You will not have to force it.
And vice versa.
It's not forced. And then she will automatically reciprocate that and say, yeah, or do you need something? What can I do to help you? But this is after you have spent some time to really have those conversations, not from the out the gate.
Right.
That you looking for that. No, take the time to have an intelligent conversation that goes beyond a bed or a table of food. Learn how to talk about what is your dream, what's your goal, what's your vision. Explain to each other about your trauma from past relationships so you're not repeating stuff with the person you're trying to get to know. That way that person understands who you are, what you've been through, and now you can start walking things out together. But you got to take the time to get to know one another, and it automatically happens. It is not something, it ain't rocket science, y'all. It is not that hard to just take your time. And eventually, when you start intertwining together in thought, finishing each other's sentences, thinking about something and doing it, and then that person be like, I was just thinking that. When a man starts asking a woman, hey, what do you need? And especially when you have children, he want to make sure, if I make sure you're good and I'm making sure your children good, I'm showing you who I am, the core of who I am. Not because we laying down together, because it may not get to that point yet. But before that, if a man is really digging you and he really thinks that you're all that, he will automatically start offering. And it's not because he wants something, it's because he's genuinely thinking and caring about it.
So the
but that can also turn a man off, though, right?
The answer to this, read what's the name first, Victor.
What's up, Pop?
Men must learn to think with their brain instead of their penis. Value their sperm because it's the very essence of who they are.
Correct.
Okie dokie.
That's correct.
As I said, I don't believe I don't be wanting anything, but if I do ask, I absolutely positively need assistance with it.
At that time.
Right.
Our understanding balance in a relationship. She said, or did I miss something? I must have missed one of her.
Oh, yeah.
Tori, I miss Tori too. What's up? Appreciate you tapping in.
Hey, Tori, what's happening?
Until God sees you the right one.
Amen, Tori.
Here it is. I think she had it on the earlier, guys. In reality, if you are not a person who got married right out of the gate, the person you met has already been in love and have had their first love. Every person after that person is a placeholder. Ooh,
that's good.
Yeah.
That's good right there.
Good.
That's good.
That is good.
See, and it's funny that Dr. C was talking about no bed and no food. Like there was somebody like I want to say yesterday on Facebook that was clowning, and we had this like months ago, the whole Cheesecake Factory blah 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 BS. Yeah. My first date with my wife was at Starbucks. Because we had a conversation.
Yeah.
Was it a date or was
you know what I'm saying?
Was it a date or was it a meeting?
It was a date. That was their first date.
That was our first date. First time, yes. Yeah, it was at Starbucks. Wasn't nobody trying to get nothing, wasn't nobody trying to game nothing. I wanted to meet her, and I'm sure she wanted to meet me to see where I was at, if my head was right. Like you said, ain't nobody trying to go out here and drop bread, trying to blah, 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 trying to impress somebody. If you doing that and you tricking.
So
you're an idiot.
So the answer to the young lady's question, basically, y'all, the moral to the story is get to know the person or whatever the case would be for each other before you even thinking about getting married. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't even be thinking of, oh, he's doing husband things or she's doing wifey things or whatever. That shouldn't even be an equation.
You should allow
them to know each other first.
Yeah, and then it's going to start to happen.
So when I ask the question, I ask questions just to get a rise out of everybody so I can get some good answers from you guys. Which
yeah,
it is counseling. He on the couch right now.
I know. Yeah.
But all right, man. But we was late today, wasn't we? So we was late. We got one more. Let's go, baby. Thank you guys for tapping in. But hey, for once in my life, We got a dear brothers and sisters.
Yes, you do.
Hey,
I'm happy about that.
Who came up with this one?
Which
Where'd it
one?
go?
The play.
Oh, okay. Anyway, it's not a play. Dear brothers and sisters.
Oh, this black lit. This
have
is
we
crazy.
finally overcome the light skin versus the dark skin black issues?
Absolutely not.
Have we or have we not?
Absolutely not. That's a good one.
No.
That's a good one.
We haven't overcome that.
No, we have not.
Mm.
Who
I
wanna go
actually,
first?
I definitely want to touch on this because I actually get offended by this a lot. When us as people try to draw a division between dark skin and light skin.
Mhm.
The beautiful thing about going to a HBCU was one of my first conversations that I had was about what was black. I swear to you, right? It was like the first conversation I had, and it changed my ideology. And I've never been, because I'm an African American studies, I love it. I've never been a color guy, right? Black versus light, but I always felt about ghetto versus suburb, right? You're not black if you're not really black if you never lived in the hood, or you don't know what it's like. You can't call yourself really black if you've never understood real oppression. And when I began to speak with my colleagues and my peers, and I really started to understand on how ignorant I was, I started to realize that I too was not skin tone, right? But I too was questioning people's blackness. And I think that as long as you have an ounce of blackness in you, you are black. You are seen as black. They're going to treat you as black. You will always be black. But I think that there's this misconception through the Willie Lynch and things like that, through the Willie Lynch syndrome, that still holds on to us today as a diaspora, where it's constantly dividing us. And we seen it, and I know people are we seen it with Drake and Kendrick, right? You can't say nigga because you ain't black enough, right? That you see that repetition, and I got in it, but I got out of it. I was upset at Kendrick for a little while because him being so intelligent and understanding what that kind of division does and using it as a marketing ploy kind of bothered me. I got the point of what he was doing, but I understand that he knows that that's been an argument within the black diaspora for years, and to perpetuate it kind of bothered me because it happens every day. Oh, because you're not dark enough, or because you're not light enough. Oh, or we're more white, or you're more black. And it's just like, I was taught that as long as they got an ounce of blood in them, they're a brother, they're a sister. And I appreciate my father for teaching me that, because I never discriminate against us anymore, especially towards ghetto and suburb. That was my issue. Go ahead.
So the thing is this: when I was growing up, and this is a real thing, me and my sister were kind of sometimes teased because of our skin color. You know, and me being my skin tone and my eyes and, you know, hair color, all of that played a big part in how people sometimes looked at me. I had some friends, you know, after we had graduated, and one of my male friends, Bradley, he told me straight up that people were, you know, because of my skin color and the way that I looked, that it was a little bit intimidating. But we got to go all the way back to slavery. Slavery brought the division between color.
True.
Because when you have a baby as the master with one of your slaves, and the baby comes out that can pass, it causes a color barrier between dark and light and white. So tonight, when I was me and my sister and my dad was in the car, we were driving and we were talking about color, actually, because my grandmother had siblings that went to Vegas and passed for white. Those that could not stayed in Arkansas. So when you have this, and it is a thing, even in my family, it is a thing, which is the most craziest thing to me, because we are rainbow of color. So the fact that we still have some family that do feel a certain kind of way when they're looking at some of us, you know, as if it's a big deal. It is not a big deal. The reality is this. All I know is this. Because we are a rainbow of colors, when it comes to our skin tone, there are so many people that are spending thousands of dollars
to look like this,
to look like us. So no matter what shade of melanin you are, and you considered, as Fat Boy saying, if you got an ounce of blackness in you, you are considered black. We're all the same, no matter what. It just means that God has given us grace to do a little more and have a little more when it comes that we don't have to look the same like everybody else.
But how do we overcome that within our own culture, though, too?
Because you have to stop being so. You have to stop being
in our own culture right now to the point where.
But you got to stop being ignorant, because guess what? You're still, as a person, taking what happened hundreds of years ago in slavery, and you're still weighing on that.
Yeah.
So if you keep looking at it the same way, whoever's fight was back then, that's the fight back then. We're now here in the 21st century. You got to wake up and say, okay, that dog died back then. I'm not going to drag the dog into my future, you know? So you got to want to do something differently, and you got to want to do better. We can't, you know, sit here and get mad about because we have all of these people that are having these interracial relationships, you know? So now guess what? That's brought a whole nother, you know, tribe of children that look a certain way, act a certain way, hair textures a certain way, eye colors a certain way. It's brought a whole nother layer. So now we have layer on top of layer. Now we have Black and Asian. We have Black and Jewish. We have Black and Italian. Black is being mixed in all of these things, and it's still coming up Black.
And that's all that's ever gonna come up.
It's still coming up Black. So why are we having this debate about who we are and our skin tone when everybody wants to have a piece of who we are?
I think it just takes conversations like this, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It just takes conversations like this.
Why having a debate with each other or whatever, when actually, like you said, with each other, we should be seeing each other as just a Black, you know, person.
Right. And to be honest, we should be actually excited about it, because it is the browning of America.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because eventually, I've said it before, and we've talked about this as well. But as a diaspora, we're actually being taken over by Hispanic as the largest diaspora in this country. And you know, that there are things that are happening, as I said, that's called the browning of America. And what made me think about this is I was watching a video yesterday, and I was just thinking about our little group here. You know, the one of the problems is they did a study, and they said that if a Black man looked like Fat Boy, you have a 75% chance. You have a 75% higher chance of being harassed by the police versus a light skinned person.
Absolutely.
Because they see dark skinned as aggressive and as like more animal like and just like bad. And
when
so
I walk in the buildings, I have to turn it down a lot. Like, so
yes.
I literally, and this is amongst my own people as well. Like,
yes.
When I was in HBCU, I didn't really think this was a thing. Like, they used to look at me like Uncle Junebug. Like, what the hell is your Black ass doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like, and I never really realized what the Blackness brought. This color, this rich, the Blackness. Like, it really brings a fear. But then as I got older, and I realized everybody, Fox 11 News, and every time you see people that look like me was holding an AK or taking a purse or robbing something, and then you go back to slavery, and every time you see we was strong and we was, you know, birth of a nation, we was chasing white women around and snatching them up. So I know every time you see me, I used to deal with, now I'm a little more preppy now, but I used to deal with walking in the elevator and white women grabbing their purse, and they'd be like, woman, I'm liable to whoop somebody's ass for touching your purse. You don't even have a clue. But I started to understand that, like Dr. Cotton made a great point, is sometimes just have to understand people are just ignorant to the fact of not just ethnicity, but to humanity. Right.
Yeah.
Just because they're opposite of you don't mean that you're supposed to ostracize people.
No.
And Pop says, or Victor says, the world's family tree comes from so-called black people. Absolutely.
Yes.
The family tree comes from Africa. For sure, for sure.
Yes.
Well, that was a good.
That was, hey man, I think that, I just want to say, I think that it is so important that we continue to have this conversation. And even more so, because you've even made me, like, I've said things about like biracial, right? Interracial couples. And I started to realize just today, right, that saying those things is ostracizing my cousins.
Yes.
Right?
You
get what I mean? And I think that it takes conversations like this to even give you that small of an epiphany, right? Because I'm intelligent, right? And I'm for humanity, but even I fall short to that ideology, right?
That is your family that you're being prejudiced against.
That's your family you being prejudiced against. And when you're making these comments or you making these statements, we have to be cognitive of that, right? Because now we're offending family.
Yes.
And we don't never want to do that. And so I think that's a great topic. When I had another topic, but that when I seen that, I said, shh, you got it. That's good. That's good money right there.
Yeah.
That's good money because it's definitely a thing since Willie Lynch, though. If y'all never heard of Willie Lynch, please go look it up. It's definitely some letters, documentation y'all need to read. Miss Berry says appearances mean a lot in America. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
But it's a shame though. As you guys seen that the picture I posted up, man. If you look at all these beautiful black women in different shades, they're beautiful.
They are.
All of them beautiful. You know, if you were in a meeting or a corporate meeting, which one you think they're going to pick first?
You already know.
Far left.
Yeah, the first one.
They're gonna go dark.
Why?
Yeah. Just because she's more appealing.
But look at it.
Or as the world would say, should I say?
Because
they're all gorgeous.
This is the thing.
Yeah, she has the European look.
The white world look at it different than from what
right.
Because I like the richness of the dark sister.
The dark sister right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then just her innocence, her bones, her lips. Boy, please.
But that's because we understand. I mean? Everybody doesn't, and we also have to be aware that people have been programmed like we've been programmed to hate us, and we've been programmed to hate each other. And I think that once again, conversations like this even brings that on the table. Like, do I really dislike my blackness like that for real? To where I'm tripping on him for being too dark, or do I really dislike my blackness for tripping on them for being too light, right? Because that is also, I think, a huge issue that we have, and I think if we could connect that and people who are impoverished and then people who are not, we could really change this as a diaspora, because that's our big issue. Those are our two biggest issues. Just people who don't have it and people who have it not feeling neither one should have it, and people skin tone feeling like they better than or they less than. And I think that when we start to tackle, no matter if Dr. C get in, it's definitely opening the door for me to find a way in there. Well, no matter if she's an African-American woman, no matter if she's light-skinned, you get what I'm saying? She still's breaking a door open for me. So I have to still champion her and push her through that door, because like the sister said today, I work in here because of the janitors and the people who worked in the cafeteria before me, because they would not even allow us in this building. I said, "Come on now, brought me in the tears."
What's up, Rob?
And that's how we got to move. Watch out there,
in.
Jack. And that's how we have to start moving as a people, as a diaspora. As that is, if as long as they're making it and they're fighting for the cause, we right there supporting them. And it used to be like that before.
Well,
it got a little crazy.
I've addressed this before. We have to get over the crabs in the barrel mentality that was instilled in us during slavery. Until we get past that, because I've had had conversations with my wife about this very thing. Is that, back in the slave days, if you wasn't the biggest or strongest dude, you weren't allowed to mate.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You wasn't allowed to make no babies because they ain't want no little weak babies out here. So we have to, we as a diaspora, not as a people, but as a diaspora, because we're talking worldwide.
Yes, we
there
are.
are Black people all over the world that are in places that if we ever put our stuff together and got over this crabs in the barrel mentality, I mean, it would be unstoppable.
It'll get crazy.
It'll get real crazy, real crazy, real fast.
Real fast, Black Liv.
Real fast. Real fast.
For real. This is great. This is a great. It's literally like the first day I got into Virginia State University. I just was like, because I'm so radical. I'm fresh from. I'm Huey P. Newton, but a gangbanger, but not at the same time. I went to this college campus tripping, really. But I'm fired up. Nipsey Hussle just passed, and I'm fired up. Blackness is the struggle, and blackness is this. And when she just proposed one question. So you're saying just because I didn't grow up in the inner city that I'm not Black? I said, shit, that is what Hey, I said, that is what. No. Yeah. I mean, yeah. That is
she toned that down real quick.
She turned that real quick. And I said, but it made me realize that was what I was saying. And then that I was ignorant. And now today I can have that conversation and say, man, I was kind of goofy for thinking that, right? I was kind of thinking that Blackness only meant struggle. That's limiting us to such a small box. Anyway, right?
Y'all understand that a lot of what we do is what the other race looks at.
Absolutely.
Of course.
And the fact that we don't understand, a lot of us don't understand the strength we have. They don't understand the mentality or the power that we have to influence others to doing, basically what we really need to be doing with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if we were doing it with each other, I don't know, I might get some slack on this shit. But when they started doing these daggone weaves and hairs and all this type of stuff, or whatever the case may be, and we went over to it and welcomed it and brought it in, we took a lot out of us. We took a lot, and we still taking a lot from us by putting and investing all this money for them while they're still talking us down. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I think we need to get to a point, like you said, within each other, when they're talking about light skin, dark skin, or whatever, that we have love for each other. Period. And once people realize that and see that or whatever, they'll start thinking differently as well. But when we're sitting here and giving in to what society is trying to put on us or whatever, and we're agreeing with it, you know what I mean? Then we're gonna always be at fault. We're gonna be at fault of the disrespect, at fault of the BS, that's the treatment that we get and stuff like that, or whatever. So I just had to get that part out. I just had to get that.
Well,
go ahead, Doc.
The reality is this. I need you to first of all explain to who is them.
I know.
Folks.
People don't understand who the them may be.
Them know who them is. It's not no secret who them is.
Look, he talking about them ones that own them hair shops. Y'all know.
Well, the reality. There's a lot of women that have hair that don't do that. They do it for enhancement, and I am one of them. My hair is very long, but it's done for enhancement for whatever reason, for my liking, not for nobody else's liking. It's my choosing and my liking. Now, for other people that may have not been as fortunate to be able to do certain things or grow their hair, it is a lot of times for some women a confidence booster, because when you are going through stuff, a lot of times you don't have any other means of doing anything else.
It's a confidence booster for people right now because of the fact that's what it is, and that's what it's seen, and that's what it's is put up on them, that's what they should have. If a black woman has her natural hair the way that she wants, and I can understand what you're saying. I get your point, but I'm saying as a whole, everybody's not like that. Everybody more so, it's like most girls now, they feel like that the only way they can look good if they have long hair. If you watch every daggone black show that comes on now, You don't see too many of them with their natural black hair.
But that's also
They all have the hair, the long hair,
also,
because that's the attraction that
but that's
people
also
say that they have to
mainstream.
have in order to make to look good.
But that's
Come on,
also
fat boy.
media perpetuating it
Exactly.
so that they continue to do that.
My
So
point.
the issue that kind of put that in the context is where it's not necessarily all black women. It's the ones who follow the mainstream.
I said that. That's what I said.
Because there's a lot of sisters who are wearing their natural hair, but the thing about that is they're not championing as much, right? They're not talking about the sisters who are wearing the natural hair like that. And it's because society has said cute long hair, but that's colonialization, right? That's Europeanizing everything. Light skin, long hair, certain bone structures. That's sexy. That's systematic. I don't think
But you got to go back to Madam C.J. Walker,
and stuff like that, right?
You know, when things were happening back then, and they were not allowing, they were looking at women of color as the maids. You know, the cooks, they didn't have the opportunity to really work in the way that they may have wanted to. When Madam C.J. Walker was able to come up with a chemical that was straightened to some degree the hair of a woman of color so that it would be more manageable for her to take care of her hair, her appearance could be better so that she felt better. So this is where all of that came from, because one, women growing up, and if hair texture is a number 4, then it's hard to maintain. It is hard to manage. Even as a kid growing up, and I have natural hair, so I blow dry it and do all of that. But natural hair, oh no, I'd be right here. My mother used to take her 2 days to do my hair. She
Did you get that hot comb, Dr. C?
That hot comb.
That hot comb off that flame.
Flame. And don't move. Don't move.
Hey, don't be still. Be still now.
Don't move.
I don't want to burn you.
You know. So now I take it and I actually have the electric hot comb that I actually straighten my hair out with, and then use a flat iron. But it is because, one, when you are the one that have to do your hair, and if it's really where you don't know how to do your own hair and manage it, it's a lot of work. So for the women that they don't know, they don't have that skill set, they do what they feel is easy for them to be able to maintain a look that they feel comfortable with. But yes, you know,
I'm just against the fact that when that for one, that I hate the fact that a woman don't feel like she's beautiful without her own natural hair.
I think
that's one of the parts that I don't
want to do it though, right?
Right.
Come on now.
We do it.
My point is,
we give more attention with we give more attention to the women that we say that, right? But then we see a girl with the short hair. That's why I'm the kind of guy I am. Then we see a girl with the short hair, with the little beads joint, and then you see a baddie with the long hair, and her body done. You gonna shoot to the baddie with the long hair, and the body done.
No, because sometimes if you do your hair right, if you do your hair in a way that and then I want to use somebody for just one example, Heather. I know Heather. Heather has a mohawk. Hers is fly. It looks and it fits her, or whatever the case may be. It's her natural hair. All I'm saying is that sometimes, and I'm gonna talk about one of my exes. One of my exes used to wear that shit every day, twisted in there. That was just her thing, right? Why is it because I've every time I seen her hair, I was like, damn, your hair is beautiful. Why are you wearing it? And she's like, oh, I just love it. Then this, and this, now. Oh, okay. I ain't like, fight or anything, whatever. But every time I see her natural hair, I told her how beautiful it was. And guess what? Right now, although she ain't with me, maybe because of, I don't know, but she don't wear it no more at all. Every time you see a picture or anything, she's not wearing the hair no more. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but how we have society to put on us to make it seem like it's it's the thing to have, or in order to be a star, in order to look good or whatever, you have to have that. No,
well, I
you can
remember
look beautiful without it. Is all I'm saying. That's all.
I remember maybe 2 months ago. I hear you, but there's context behind it. I remember like a year, 6 months ago, it was 50 Cent and Lil Wayne having a conversation. And they were talking about how they like, I'm trying to use the word he used because he said, I like exotic women.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, I heard
and men was going crazy. I gotta have an exotic woman. Well, the sisters is going out and saying, well, he wanted an exotic woman. Not necessarily all the women who trying to keep their hair intact. That's a whole nother story. That's another story. But we are helping perpetuate that. Like when you have famous black men who have power, who have status, who are saying that, no, I don't want no sister that got her natural hair. I want to be an exotic bee. Right now, the sisters who was rocking her natural hair now could be subconscious about that, right? And now she no longer wants to rock that. Now she gonna throw the wig on. Because now you got other black men who are perpetuating white supremacy, who are perpetuating colonialization.
Ourselves as our culture, that would not be happening.
I think,
but like you just said, that's basically what happened. They got there the status, whatever, and now they wanted to design women. So now women have self-conscious and that they gotta look that way. You know what I'm saying? So that's exactly what I'm saying.
Men gotta knock it off.
We did that within ourselves and within our own culture. You know what I mean?
I think we did it, but black men, especially ones that got a little money, Dave have helped perpetuate in the system. Exactly. And that's why every time I even meet a woman, I love you, no makeup. I love you, no hair. Like, I'm going to continue to, excuse me, you look gorgeous to me. I want you to know that because all that shit look cute, but she hideous for real under that shit.
Take it off when you take it off.
So I really want to know how gorgeous you really are.
What you say, Ron?
And sisters are
take it off.
Women in general are beautiful without it. You know what I'm saying? And
but you know what? You got to be, again, that's a comfort level for different women.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have makeup on a lot. You know, so y'all see me. Huh?
You got on makeup right now?
I got some moisturizer on.
I get your cousin. Hey, y'all know him.
But you know, but it is definitely. It's a comfort level for men and women because there are some men that go through the same thing, you know, trying to figure out what they're going to do, how they look. They take a little more time with themselves, you know, to make sure that they're right, whatever that may be for them. Yeah. But, you know, everybody has to be comfortable. You just got to be comfortable with you and
yourself. Exactly.
Whatever you do it for you. Don't do it because somebody else is telling you that you need to do it. Just do it for you because that's your thing. Like, I don't never get dressed for no guy. I get dressed for me. Anything I do is for me because at the end of the day, I got to look at me. I'm not worried about what somebody else is thinking. If that's the case, I'll be walking around with clown makeup on all the time and who knows what else.
All right, let's move through these last comments, y'all. We're gonna be out here, but I just want to recognize these comments because you know that's what
Aziza said. I feel like you can't win where what is that?
Villainize.
Where natural hair, you villainize. And I have been both at various times in my life, and she's right. So now just do you, Aziza. That's all you do. Just do you. Exactly. Hair is such a touchy subject, and men make it worse sometimes, and that's true. That's
true. Childish as hell for real.
Who's Bobby?
Bobby said, "You're so right."
What's up, Bobby? Right. Thanks for joining us. Kind of late, but you know it's all good. Short, kinky hair gets no action in most scenarios. Wow, really?
So let me say this. I'm going to disagree with that because you know what? It's a lot of women that I know that have short hair that's beautiful. Now, depending on this and how you're shaping it, you know, if you're taking care of it, moisturizing it, doing all those things to really do a total, complete hair care. Lots of women are wearing short, kinky hair, and it is beautiful. I mean, it is some of that is just beautiful. And the ones that are wearing it, the only ones that can really wear it because you got to have the right face. in order to wear short hair. You just
So
can't
that
be-
goes back to, you guys know who Ayanna Presley is?
Ayanna Presley?
Elvis Presley's daughter?
No,
no.
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 She's a representative in Congress.
Ayanna Presley. The one
Yep,
that,
she's,
the one
that's
that talk-
bald. She's black. She has
Okay.
alopecia and she's bald.
Oh, I think I've seen her. Yeah.
Yes, she is absolutely beautiful. Even though
Yeah.
she has no hair, she's bald.
All right.
Yeah.
Queen Clark. Black men, I think you would be very surprised how many black women do not know how to maintain
Absolutely.
their own hair.
And
I wouldn't be
she's
surprised at all.
absolutely right.
Good point, Queen Clark. They don't know how, so they get the weave and braids.
Yep.
That is
Yeah.
true facts. That's true facts. If you like me when I'm natural, I probably fuck with you more.
Yeah, with you more, honestly. Yeah.
It might make me curse. What the heck?
She put the FUX.
Yeah, X.
I knew what it was going. I knew it was going.
you
Some
said
women
that.
go through stages about their hair.
Yes, they do.
That's what, just like what you were saying, Rhonda.
Right.
Right about that. Right about that. I get dressed for my husband and me because I like what he likes.
That's right, Hannah.
Uh-huh.
That's right, Gavin. You better say it.
You see?
I agree because I rock it. I love my hair short. That's what's
That's
up.
right.
That's what's up. And then Heather said, yes, I know who she is.
Mhm.
Talking about a girl.
Ayanna Presley, yes.
Ayanna Presley. I said
Hey,
Elvis
man.
Presley's daughter is so sad.
No.
Well,
Hey,
I hope
erase
we got
that.
a lot.
I didn't
we have a
say
lot.
that.
You didn't say that.
I didn't say what I said. That's the most ignorant shit I'd have said all year.
No, it's cool. She's a member of the squad with AOC.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm about to look her up right now. So I
Yeah,
won't
look
be
her up.
ignorant no
Yeah.
more.
She got alopecia, bro, and she's bald, like it's bald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, man. That's gonna do it for us today, man. Woo. I gotta breathe.
Yeah, take a breath.
Oh, I see her.
breathe.
Oh yeah.
All right. So
Oh yeah.
I think we may have a guest next week, right, Rhonda? Is it
Yeah, we will have a guest next week. Her name is Dr. Mary D. Welch. She is an author, writer. She is also an activist in her community. And she is she's in the process of writing her first screenplay.
Okay.
So yeah, she's a really, really good former teacher as well.
All right. So you guys look out for that next week. Also, again, when Lift is on, he's on the Dear Brothers and Sisters. Appreciate it, Mike.
Good job,
Appreciate
Black
it.
Lift. That's a great question. Sparked a 45-minute
That's what's up.
conversation
That's
for
what's
real.
up.
I know.
It was your fault on that one. You did it.
No, y'all moved off the subject with the damn hair. What the hell?
I know, right? They
Who
went
had
they
to
did
get to
hair.
hair?
I don't know how we got there. I don't know how we got there. We'll play it back and find out.
We know.
Exactly. Yeah. Find out where y'all went off the track. Let's go.
We'll find out where we got to hair, man.
All right, man.
That's funny.
I appreciate you guys coming in. Of course, y'all know the team. I love y'all. What you got, Fat Boy?
Remember, dear brother, dear sister, another one. You got to bring us some heat after Black Live did that. Do a 30 second to a minute, no longer than a minute, and you just send it to dear brother. Send it to firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com. That's firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com. And you're just gonna title it "Dear Brother" or "Dear Sisters." We waiting on y'all. I'm gonna come hunt y'all down. I'm coming. Matter of fact, I'm gonna come in your house.
That's this duty now. He's got to do this. He's got to do that.
Black Liv got heat over there. He was bringing
No,
heat.
I got him for days. Let's go.
He got heat.
What you got, Willie? What you got?
I love y'all.
Like I said, love each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate each and every person that's here. Every person that came, make sure y'all tell one other, tell two others, tell three others. Just let them know that we're here, and we're just trying to provide y'all with great entertainment. See y'all next week.
And Rhonda, because I always want to hear the ladies last, because I like to hear that.
Oh man, what's wrong? Hey,
Look,
what's
what I'm
wrong
gonna
with that
say
dude,
is,
man?
I love you guys. It is always a pleasure to be here and to share and to get information. Information is power.
Yes.
So to everyone that's out there, please like, subscribe, share with everyone that you can share with, and then be good to yourself, be true to yourself, continue to love yourself, and take care of yourself until next week.
That's what's
Yeah.
up. keep a lookout for the next week's show, man. We're gonna be looking at postings and like the postings, all that good stuff. We need that. We're trying to grow. And we got a lot of stuff coming up in January, February. So we need that on y'all. Hey, that's gonna do it for us today, man. And remember,
if they
we
talking about you behind your back, they
They
behind you
behind
for
you
a
for a
reason.
reason.
Peace.
All our illusions will get the parade, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We say no.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason.